We know the monster. We know the name. Adolf Hitler. But before the rallies, before the war, before the unspeakable horror, there was just a man. A man whose life took turns so bizarre, so trivial, that they cast a long, unsettling shadow on history. Tonight, we peeled back the layers of a life that was almost something else. These are 5 things you didn't know about the most hated man of the 20th century. Fact 1. The failed artist and the homeless drifter. Our journey begins not on a battlefield, but in the echoing halls of the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. Twice. In 1907 and 1908, a young Austrian man named Adolf Hitler applied for admission. Twice, he was rejected. The Academy noted his unsuitability for painting, but suggested a talent for architecture. Imagine the profound cosmic irony. The man who would later flatten European cities was told he had the eye of a designer, but the rejection was a catalyst for desperation. After his mother's death, Hitler's funds vanished. For years, he lived as a poverty-stricken drifter in Vienna, sleeping in men's hostels and selling hand-painted postcards to survive. The future Führer was, for a time, homeless. Who did he meet in those dark corners? What seeds of resentment were sown while he was cold, hungry, and an artistic failure? Fact 2. The clerical ambition of a boy. To understand the man, we must return to his turbulent childhood. Young Adolf was born in Austria, not Germany, and his home life was dominated by his overbearing and often abusive father, Alois Hitler, a civil servant who expected his son to follow his bureaucratic path. Adolf, a rebellious dreamer, sought refuge elsewhere. At the age of 8, living near the Benedictine monastery of Lamberg, the boy was deeply fascinated by the religious spectacle. He took singing lessons, served as an altar boy, and for a short time, the future architect of genocide entertained the idea of becoming a Catholic priest. He was so taken with the image that he later even suggested altering his signature to look like the emblem of an abbot. A life of service and piety, twisted into a reign of terror. Fact 3. The vegetarian with a sweet tooth. The sheer contradiction of Hitler's personal habits is mind-blowing. For much of his public life, he was a devoted vegetarian. He was fanatical about his diet, sometimes telling guests gruesome stories about animal slaughter to dissuade them from eating meat. He loved his German shepherd, Blondie, deeply even, testing his suicide pills on her before taking his own life. Yet, this supposed friend of animals authorized the murder of millions of human beings. Furthermore, the man who preached racial purity and austere living had a notorious sweet tooth. He reportedly consumed immense quantities of cake, especially chocolate and cream pastries, and kept a supply of up to 2 pounds of chocolate on hand every day. This simple, compulsive addiction stands in bizarre contrast to the discipline he demanded from his nation. The dictator, fueled by pastries and paradox. Fact 4. The secret name and the question of lineage. Imagine a history book beginning with Chancellor Adolf Hitler. It sounds like a joke, but it was almost reality. Hitler's father, Alois, was born out of wedlock to Maria Anna. For the first 39 years of his life, Alois bore his mother's surname. Only in 1876 that a legal declaration changed his name to Hitler. The exact reason for the name Hitler is contested, but had that legal formality never occurred, the name we now associate with evil might have been utterly different. This brings up a chilling question about his lineage, because Alois's father was never officially named. Dark whispers and unsubstantiated claims. Later arose claims that a Jewish family Alois may have worked for was involved. It's a historical theory lacking proof, but the unsettling possibility remains. The world's most fanatical anti-Semite may have harbored a lifetime of paranoia about the shadow of Jewish ancestry in his own past. Fact 4. The Hollywood connection. The final fact reveals his bizarre foray into global design. In the 1930s, as Germany modernized, Hitler ordered the creation of a people's car, a vehicle affordable for every German family. He dictated the design parameters. It had to hold 2 adults and 3 children, maintain a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, and be fuel efficient. The result of his vision, refined by engineer Ferdinand Porsche, was the Volkswagen Beetle. Yes, the iconic, unassuming car driven by millions worldwide, and even romanticized in Hollywood films like The Love Bug was originally born from the direct directive of Adolf Hitler, a simple, efficient design, birthed by a complicated, destructive mind, from an aspiring priest to a failed artist, from a homeless man with a sweet tooth to the creator of the world's most enduring car design. Hitler's early life was a tapestry of almost dramas and missed opportunities. It forces us to confront a terrifying thought. How many minor failures, how many simple rejections contributed to the monstrous path he ultimately chose? The greatest architects of history are often just people defined by the trivial choices they make and the dreams they abandon.